to have a look at a couple of geometric border patterns here and one other pattern. So let's get right on with it. And here we go. Oh, wrong one. This is one we want to start. Okay. So what I'm seeing in this is overall it's quite scruffy, if you like. You have some areas which look like restoration work or repairs in antiquity. Sometimes it can be hard to tell. And the thing is, though, that however scruffy as it looks, however bad, it does, from distance, do what it's meant to do, which is just show you the pattern. So first thing is, let's have a look at the top right here, these three lines of white turning around the corner, and you will notice with a lot of these that rather than they go up to a certain point and then turn the corner, a lot of them will just run straight to the end. Here it's a bit staggered, and then the next lines of tesserae start from there, so they don't do it as we would do it, being hyper neat. They just run that straight up to the end and then start from there. Let's move on to the guilloche, the double strand guilloche border pattern. So we have, there's your line of black, three lines of color in between, creating the strands. If we look at an exception to the keystone rule, you can see there's your triangle cuts. Not so much up here. Here, there's your triangle cuts. So as I say, that's exception to the keystone rule. And notice, like with a lot of these strand border patterns, that there's your strand, your border, your border either side of the strand, but it's cut into by the outer black line. Go down the bottom here, you can see this is the unbroken line, and it's dominant to the lines, the black lines that are either side of the strand. Doesn't sort of make sense. You'd think you'd have the dominant line being the black lines here, but for some reason you'll find quite a few of them are actually like this. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, again, it's a little bit better standard of work, certainly does the job. Let's go up to the top, look at these red triangles. You can see very clearly you have this single red line, and then the rest is filled in single red line. If we go to the white triangles now, it's a bit more apparent. You can see this is your borderline, then it's filled in. This is your borderline, then it's filled in. This is your borderline, then it's filled in. Same all the way over. Another example of the double strand guilloche down the bottom. Again, you have this outer line cutting over the black lines of the strands. There are your triangles, the exception to the borderline rule. Nothing really sort of much more. You can see how sometimes it is quite difficult to see patterns when you get it, when they end up like this. Not too bad here, because obviously you can follow the geometrics, but in some it does make it quite difficult. Let's go up to the last one. And here, thing to note here, there's your unbroken line there, this black line. Now look at the way these have been done. So you have your border line. Let's go to ones either side of the center one. So you have your border line, then your infill, and you can see the difference in size, the difference in width of them. Here you're almost up at the sort of the limit of your size. Here it's a little bit more compact. Let's go to the center one. There's your borderline. What they've done is put in another borderline, and then they filled in there, and you can see you've got one, you've got two, and you've got another one there. So just a few quick notes on those ones, and thank you for watching.